Honorable nominee, you make a very striking and profound statement, which I agree with. Now, what are the systemic weaknesses that you find your few years in Ghana? You are saying we have to build the structures, we have to do this, we have to do that. We have to empower the youth. We have to be independent. What are the weaknesses that you find?
Thank you. To be honest with you, Mr. Chair, the weaknesses I find is, unfortunately, our partisan attitude. We should find a better way to build this country together. We should not go after one another's party just for the sake of being a member of a party. This is something that I found it very strange when I, as you mentioned, my few years here. And if, I think it's almost as though if we have to find a way to reset our own minds. We've talked about resetting the country, but let's reset our minds, because the person doing the resetting, of course, is generating from your own senses, right? So if you are always doing things thinking that I'm going to discredit this government because I'm not part of the party, it's affecting everybody. So, and we need to also develop some national agenda, something that we could work towards. If it's a 40 years, a 50 years, let's set up a national agenda so that I've seen in my own community, constituent, when I came, they was able to identify about 5 projects that were abandoned. Projects that have reached almost 60% completion, 40% completion. Resources went in. But for the sake of change of administration, they rather will go build a new one. But at the end of the day, it goes to the same people. And this is one of my frustrations that I'm finding very difficult to understand. But I know as time goes, we are a young democracy, so sometimes I say, well, maybe we are too hard on ourselves, but we have a lot around us to learn from. When those democracies were going on, they didn't have anywhere to look at for an example. Here we have it. So why are we not using that opportunity and throwing punches at each other? That's all my prayers, that one day, someday to come, Africans will realize that we are our own enemies. There's no external enemy. The enemy is within us. And we need to wake up. Because if I get rich and my neighbor is poor, what is the value? We live here, and everybody's house is walled. When I first came about 10 years ago, I wanted to build a house. I told my contractor, I don't need a wall. Well, you know what he said to me? Then your house is where the thieves will be having a meeting. I said, why? I've never lived, even when I was growing up in our house in Cape Coast and Afenyo-Markin, there was no fence walls. I lived in Canada till 2020. There were no fence walls. I'm sure most of you have traveled there. Here, when you're building a house, the first thing you build is a wall. Because even the materials you put there, they're going to steal it. Why? Because you don't have, if you have a meaningful work to do, are you going to waste your time and go to somebody's house and lift a shovel or lift some electricity cables? No. But because at the end of the day, they have to survive. So please, let's I don't want to get much into that, Honorable Member. But answer to your question is that I'll be able to assist.